Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Shravani.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, all right. So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were discussing about distance time graph for uniform motion, and in fact we have already plotted that graph. So let's go through that graph once again. Okay. So can you see this?
No, sir, it is loading. Yes, sir, now.
Sir, we can see.
Okay. All right. All right. So do you understand how to plot graph?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now see very interesting part of this graph. How do we get to know whether the object is performing uniform motion or not? You will be asked to draw some conclusions from this graph. Okay. Show whether the object is performing uniform linear motion or not. Okay. So how do we get to know? First thing, if you find any such linear or straight line, then you can make a conclusion, yes, an object is performing uniform linear motion. Okay, otherwise you will be asked to calculate, or you will be asked to determine the speed of an object with which it is moved. Okay, that speed you will be asked to find, or you will be asked to determine. Then how can you determine the speed with the help of this graph? Any idea how to determine speed with the help of this distance versus time graph? As per the standard definition of speed, we know speed is written as is equal to distance upon time, right? Distance upon time is nothing but speed. Now we have got this distance time graph. So what should we do to determine the speed of the object or speed of an object?
The distance.
Simplify finding. Yes, yes, Aditya.
No, sir, nothing.
Distance into time.
Distance into time. Shravani, we have written
Distance
something.
divided by time.
Distance divided by
Distance,
time.
distance divided by time. Now suppose ग्राफ आपको दिया गया है एंड यू आर आस्किंग टू फाइंड द स्पीड, तो कैसे उसे फाइंड आउट करना है? लेट्स सी. So now select any of the points, any of the 2 points on the line. Select any 2 points on the line. Suppose if I select these 2 points, this first one and this, this one. Okay, I have selected these 2 points. Now I want to determine the speed. So before determining the speed, let's write coordinates of these points. Okay, let's write coordinates, or yes, we'll write coordinate as x2. This will be our x1, y1. X coordinate, it is what we call x1, and y1, y coordinate, which is equal to x1 is 10 seconds and y1 is 15 meters. These are the coordinates of x and y of our first point. So we have written x1, y1. Now what are the coordinates of this point? x2, y2. x2, y2. What are the coordinates of this point?
50 seconds, 60 meters. Sorry, 40 seconds, 60 meters.
40 and 60. These are the coordinates of our second point. Okay. Now let's calculate the slope. Now slope, how to calculate slope? Is equal to, slope is equal to y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 will give you the slope. Will give you the slope. Now let's put the values. Let's put the values. y2 is equals to 60. y2 is equals to 60 and y1 is equals to 15. Right? y2 is 60, y1 is 15. Divided by x2 is 40 minus x1 is 10. x2 is 40, x1 is 10. So which is further equal to 60 minus 15. How much is that? 45, right?
45.
Divided by 40 minus 10, that is 30. So 45 divided by 30, how much is that? 1 point something. How much will it be? 45 over 30. How much is that? It is 1.5, right? 15 3s are 45. So it is 1.5. Now what are the coordinates जो हमने लिखे हैं उसकी units क्या है? देखो, y2 is, y coordinates are related to distance, so the unit is meter, and the x coordinates are related to time, so the unit is second. So meter per second is nothing but what? 1.5 meter per second is nothing but what?
Speed.
Yes, it is a speed. So slope will give you the value of speed. So the object is moving with a speed of 1.5 meter per second. Now the question is, will the speed is same? Will the speed is same? Let's check whether it remains same or not. Now we will select other 2 points. Now we can select any other point. Suppose if I select this third one and this last one, suppose. Okay, tell me the coordinates of these 2 points. Let this be x1 y1, x1 y1. What are the coordinates?
X1 is 20 and Y1 is 30.
Yes, x1 is 20. We will write their units as well, 20 seconds, and y1 is
40.
30 30 meters. So these are the coordinates. Now what are the coordinates of this last point, x2 y2?
70 seconds
X2
and
is 70,
105
Y2 is
meters.
105.
Yeah, 70 seconds and 105 meters.
105 meters.
105, yes, 105 meters. Now let's again calculate the slope. So slope is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So which is further equal to y2 is 105 meter minus 30 meter divided by x2 is 70 seconds minus x1 is 10 seconds. So 105 minus 30, how much is that?
75.
So 75 divided by 60. How much is
60.
that? 75 over 60. How much is that? Again 1 point something.
1.25.
1 point.
25.
It is 20 and it is 30. Just a moment now. I'm not fine. 75 and this one is 70 minus 70 minus not 10 not 20, sorry, so it will be 50, sorry, that is here should be, it should be 20, right? 70 minus 20, correct?
1.5.
Yes. So again it will be 1.5 meter per second, 1.5 meter per second.
Speed is
So
same.
again you got the speed which is equals to 1.5 meter per second, so which is equal, which is same. So
Yeah.
that means it, yeah, what we concluded, an object is performing uniform linear motion. Since we got the straight line on the graph, so which again indicates object is performing linear motion, but what kind of linear motion? It is performing uniform
Uniform linear motion.
linear motion.
Unique.
Yes, it is performing uniform linear motion. Okay, following this.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is all about the distance time graph for uniform motion. Now what about non-uniform linear motion? No, non-uniform motion, not a linear one, but non-uniform motion. So let's go through that graph as well. First of all, take screenshot of this one.
Took, sir.
All right, all right. Let's go through the content. Okay, let's see what is given next. Yeah. Now the distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Now here you are asked to plot the graph. Okay, not even axes are given. You have to plot the axis, vertical, horizontal, and you have to decide only which variable to take on x-axis and which variable to plot on y-axis. Okay, you only
Time
have
on
to decide that.
x-axis
Time on x-axis
Time,
and a distance on
and
y-axis.
distance on y-axis.
yeah. Okay, because time is independent variable and distance is dependent variable. So dependent variable is always plotted on y-axis, whereas sorry, dependent variable always plotted on y-axis and independent on x-axis. So
Sir, this graph
yeah, it
you
is
have to
given
draw
time.
on the book.
For practicing purpose you can draw it, otherwise leave it as it is. Okay, yeah. So let's go through this graph. I already have plotted this graph. Let me know whether you all have understood this distance time graph for uniform motion or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let's move further. Next graph is, yeah, this one is our next graph. Distance time graph for non-uniform motion. I already have plotted this for you. Okay. Yes. So again, the time intervals are given, equal intervals of time, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So the time interval is about 5 seconds. Accordingly, distances are also given 7, 12, 20, 30, 41, 50, and 58. Okay. So first we have to plot the x and y axis, horizontal and vertical axis, and then we have to decide the scale. Okay, scale आपको define करना पड़ता है. Then we have to write that scale on the right corner of our graph as we have shown over here. So on x-axis 1 centimeter is equals to 5 seconds, whereas on y-axis 1 centimeter equals to 10 meters. Following this,
Yes, sir.
all right. Okay. Now see, सभी points हमने plot किए हैं. Now you can see there is a freehand curve. There is no straight line. Right? There is no straight line, but there is a freehand curve, which again concluded that the speed of an object is increasing gradually. It is increasing gradually, and thus an object is not performing uniform motion, but it is performing non-uniform motion. That can be concluded from this given data also. Okay, following how to plot a distance time graph for non-uniform motion.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can just plot it in your notebook, or you can plot it in textbook itself, but draw this conclusion. You have to write this conclusion. From the above graph, we concluded that the speed of an object is increasing gradually, and thus an object is performing non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. What is the definition of non-uniform motion?
When the
Yes.
object covers the unequal distance in the equal interval of time is called non-uniform motion.
Okay, non-uniform motion. The motion in which an object covers unequal distances in equal interval of time. All right. Now next one is, let's go to our textbook. Yes. There is one question. Tell me the answer of this one. What difference do you see in the distance time graphs for uniform and non-uniform motion?
Sir,
What
the
difference do
speed
you
is
see?
equal in uniform motion.
The speed is same, all right. The speed is constant or it is same in a uniform motion, whereas it is increasing in non-uniform motion, right? It is increasing in non-uniform motion. Yeah, that was correct. What else? What else? In the graph of uniform motion, what we observe? Straight line, linear variation, right? Linear variation,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
whereas
Yes.
in case of non-uniform motion, we observe there is a non-linear motion. Okay, non-linear variation. There is a freehand curve. It is again a difference. All right. Now our next graph is velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Velocity time graph. We have studied about distance time graph. Now we will move with velocity time graph. Velocity versus time for uniform velocity. For uniform velocity. See, one example is given over there. A train is moving with a uniform velocity of 60 km per hour for 5 hours. The velocity time graph for this uniform motion, it is shown in the figure. Now you are asking to write answer of the following questions. Two questions are given over there. So let's go through this graph and let's try to find out the answer of these two questions. Okay. So for which again we need to go into the paint window. So let's get into the paint window. All right. Okay. So here is that graph, velocity time graph. Okay. Yeah. So here is the velocity time graph given. What is our first question? With the help of the graph, how will you determine the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours? Between 2 and 4 hours. So if you look into the graph carefully, then you will find, yeah, let me take this once again. Let me copy it. All right. So this is our graph. All right. So you are asking to determine the distance covered by the train between.
Sir, I can't see the paint window.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Samir.
Now check.
Yes, sir.
Now you
Yes,
can.
sir.
Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. See, you are asking to determine the distance covered by the train between second and 4 hours. Okay. Yeah. Along the x-axis, you will find the time in hours, and along the y-axis, you will find the velocity in kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour. Okay. So distance find out करना है. Distance find out करना है. So how to find distance through the graph? So now see, as we have written earlier, the distance can be determined by by calculating the area under the graph. So how to decide the area? How to decide the area? We have drawn some dotted lines to connect the 2 points on that line. Okay, so you have got this one point and another point over here, and these are the 2 points. These are the time intervals for which you are asking to find the distance covered by the train. So if we connect these points together, then we get this area, and this is what we call area under the graph. And this area is nothing but rectangle, right? This is nothing but rectangle. A, B, D, C, or A, C, D, B, whatever. A, B, D, C, or A, C, D, B as given. Are you all following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now remember, now we have to calculate the area of this rectangle so as to get the distance covered by the train between between 2 and 4 hours. Okay. So as all we know, area of rectangle is given as the product of height and length.
Length into width.
Yes, height and length. So the area of rectangle ABDC is equal to height into length. But now here the height is what? Along the y-axis, along the vertical axis, you can measure its height. Okay, so height is related to the velocity vector. Are you following this? Height
Yes,
is,
sir.
height can be measured, yeah, or it is related to this velocity vector. So accordingly, we can put the values. And length is related to the time. Length is related to the time. This is the length, which can be measured along that horizontal axis, that is along, yeah, x-axis, and it is related to time. Okay, so height is equal, or it is equivalent to the velocity of 60 km per hour. That's what we have written. So area ABCD is equals to height into length. So height is related to velocity vector, which is about 60 km per hour. Following this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the total time interval is about 2 hours. 2 and 4 hours, that means the total difference is about 2 hours. So we have written 2 hours. Okay. So hours will get cancelled. The remaining part will only be 60 km into 2. So which is equals to 120 km. So the area ABCD is equals to 120 km, and thus we can say the train has covered a distance of 120 km between 2 and 4 hours. Are you all following this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, now suppose you are asking to calculate, or you are asking to determine the total distance covered by the train. Total distance. Total distance means you have to start right from the origin. You have to start right from the origin. तो origin से अगर हमने start किया तो क्या होगा है? Initial speed or initial velocity of the train must be 0. So that means you should start from the origin from here. So it increases, it increases, it increases. Now it starts moving further with the constant velocity, right? with a constant velocity. Now if we connect this thing together, then you will get another area. Okay, another area, and that is what we call area. It is this is nothing but trapezium. So you just need to calculate the area of trapezium so as to calculate or so as to determine the total distance covered by the train. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
But remember, in such cases,
Sir, I not
suppose,
understood.
let me
So
tell
me
you.
too.
Yeah, let me tell you. Now, in this case, you are asking to determine distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours. इस टाइम इंटरवल के लिए आपको डिस्टेंस फाइंड आउट करने के लिए बोला है. सपोज आपको टोटल डिस्टेंस फाइंड आउट करने के लिए बोला गया. ओके, सपोज यू आर आस्किंग टू फाइंड द टोटल डिस्टेंस. ओके, टिल 4 आवर्स. 4 घंटे का जर्नी है और कंप्लीट 4 आवर्स होने के बाद ट्रेन ने कितना डिस्टेंस कवर किया. राइट फ्रॉम 0th सेकेंड से शुरू होके और 0 आवर से शुरू होके 4 आवर्स तक कितना डिस्टेंस कवर किया. दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. ओके, फॉलोइंग दिस.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now see this velocity of the train. It is increasing. Suppose it is increasing in this manner. Yeah, it increases for first 2 hours, and now during second half it is moving with a constant velocity. It is performing now the uniform motion. Okay, so this is the increase in velocity, and now there is a constant velocity till 4th hour. So it reaches to the destination. All right. So now what will be the total distance? So to find out the total distance, again we need to connect this thing together so as to get this area under the graph, and you can see this area is nothing but trapezium. Okay, the area is trapezium. So now by finding the area of trapezium, you will be able to determine the total distance covered by the train for 4 hours. Okay, 4 घंटे में ट्रेन ने कितना डिस्टेंस कवर किया है टोटल, दैट कैन बी डिटरमाइन. फॉलोइंग दिस.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So second question, let's go to the second question. Is there a relation between the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours and the area of particular quadrangle in the graph? What do you think? Is there any relation between distance covered and the area of quadrangle in the graph? Yes, there is a relation. What is that relation? Area under the graph itself gives the distance covered by the train during that time interval. Getting my point? What is the relation? Yes, there is a relation between area of quadrangle and time interval. Distance covered and distance covered. There is a relation between area of quadrangle and distance covered. That is the area under the graph itself gives the distance traveled by the train for the given time interval. The area under the graph itself gives the distance traveled or covered by the train for the given time interval. Following this,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
next question, what is the acceleration of the train? What is the acceleration of the train during that time interval? Now see, if you look at here, then the train is moving with a constant velocity. Now since velocity is constant, will there be any acceleration? Will there be any
No.
acceleration?
No. No.
No.
Yes. As per the definition of acceleration, there should be change in velocity. But as you can see, there is no change in velocity. Thus, the train is having zero acceleration. Train is having zero acceleration. So, thus we have written during second and fourth hour, the acceleration of the train is zero since the train is moving with a constant velocity of 60 km per hour. With a constant velocity of 60 km per hour. Are you all following this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, very good. So this is all about velocity time graph. I hope you all have understood this velocity time graph. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So your mic is on mute.
Okay. Alright, so shall we move further? Meanwhile, just take screenshot of these things for further reference.
Done.
Done, sir.
Done?
Done.
Alright. Okay. Okay, so here you will find the velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Okay, uniform acceleration. All right. Now you have to tell me the value of acceleration to this graph. Again, you can follow the same technique. You just need to calculate the slope so as to get the value of acceleration. So try to find out this thing. All right, so take it as a homework, okay, and try to find the acceleration of the ball. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So we'll meet tomorrow. Till then, goodbye and take care.
Bye, sir.